There are many artists in the Pokemon TCG, and it's my goal to cover as many as I can, so I can help you, the viewer, determine which one of these fantastic artists can hold the spaces in your binders or the slabs in your room. You might find your favorite artwork. As long as you like it, that's all that matters to me. Let me know what artists you'd like to see reviewed next in the comments, and if you enjoy the video, let me know by liking and subscribing. Anyways, let's get on with it. In this video, I'll be reviewing somewhat of a hot topic of an artist these days, being Gidora. However, unfortunately, it seems like not a lot of people are actually talking about the artist themselves. Of course, the card I'm referring to is the Pikachu EX from Surging Sparks, but we'll get there soon enough, don't worry. Gidora started illustrating cards in the set Brilliant Stars, released February 25th, 2022, and has illustrated 58 cards, including any reprints that they may have. For such a recent artist, you'd think they'd have less cards, but no, they've got half 100 artworks, which is really cool. In this video, I'll be covering these following criteria: beauty, effects, and trainers. For our first criteria is the beauty of Gidora's illustrations, starting off with this Palmot SV promo number 6. There's this really nice simplistic serenity about this card. The way that it's just laying down staring at the camera as the foliage around it blooms nicely, this card is very simple in concept, but excellent in execution. The lighting from the background makes the large Pokemon in the card really pop. Its expression is appealing, its pose is cozy, and the things around the Pokemon all add up to make it very eye-catching. For my next example, I want to use the Screamtail Scarlet and Violet promo. The environment that the Screamtail is in is pretty breathtaking. The size of the Pokemon puts the area around it into perspective. And I think that the wrapping plants and vines clearing a path to the cave to showcase this majestic Pokemon in its element is a really cool concept. The fact that Screamtail's yell ripples the water around it is a really nice touch as well. I really like how the colors of this card are done, that really beautiful water, the nice greenish yellow background, and all those warped plants all combined to make a breathtaking view of the Pokemon. Strangely, for my next example, I wanted to bring up this Knacklestack card from how they evolved. I think that the background of this card is captivating, with those really cool rock formations and the massive holes in them. The giant puddle on the floor is also a really nice touch. For a really small background detail that 99% of people probably won't ever notice, it's a really cool set of landscape for this card. Along with that gorgeous sky as well, they all enhance the Pokemon pictured in this cool card. And I think that Knacklestack is a very interesting Pokemon since it's just so weird and very blocky. For our next criteria, I wanted to talk about Gidora's effects. It feels like many of the cards they've illustrated have this certain feeling to them, whether they be a strong vibe or just a super strong attack that's portrayed perfectly with Gidora's artwork. For example, let's take the Ampharos that they illustrated for the Scarlet and Violet promo series. The crackling electricity that shows off Ampharos as a Pokemon works perfectly. The expression on its face is perfect as the attack is wrapping around the background that it stands in front of. It's a really good depiction of lightning, and I appreciate the colors that accentuate the effect of the bolting lightning. Another example that I'd like to use is the Charmeleon from 151. This illustration is really perfect for a Pokemon like Charmeleon. I think that the menacing looking back is a really striking illustration, and the colors throughout the card are muted but meaningful. The Ring of Fire is so nicely and neatly, wildly illustrated. It's a very cool idea for a card of a Pokemon as dull as I feel Charmeleon is. Finally, on the Iron Boulder Hollow, we can see slicing effects as the Pokemon strongly stands on the ground, creating ripples around it. So many of Gidora's illustrations feature really heavy effects that always look so eye-catching. Firstly, for trainers, I wanted to talk about the Morty's Conviction full art from Temporal Forces. I feel like the position of the trainer in this card, looking back at the camera from behind, it really makes the surroundings of the trainer stand out nicely. I like how Morty is on some kind of bridge overlooking a river, with a nice deep moon in the background. That flowy scarf really adds to the card as well. Next, I'll talk about the Rika full art from Paradox Rift. I really like the pose of Rika as well, with that similar staring back at the camera look, but the flowing hair of Rika fits really well with the card. Kind of creating a crescent behind the trainer, it's a really cool effect. I really appreciate the details of the folds in the clothing as well. It's just a really nicely put together artwork. Next, I'll talk about the Perrin SIR from Twilight Masquerade. I really love the effects of this card, with the lighting of the trees in the background kind of clearing behind Perrin, and the camera angle makes you feel like Growlithe looking up at Perrin, which is a really nice effect. Mixed with that fantastic art style that Gidora has, makes this card sensational. Now, to talk about my top 5 favorite Gidora cards, and in no particular order, here we go. The Charizard from Lost Origin Trainer Gallery. I really like how characterized Charizard is, almost making it seem like he's some kind of massive puppy, and Gidora did a fantastic job giving Leon a lot of personality as well, showing us that the two Pokemon have a really strong bond, and the lighter tones of the environment simply add to that idea. Next, I have the Raihan from Crown Zenith. I really love how this card is a small snapshot of Raihan's fame, as you can see all the people begging for autographs in the background, but we are only focused on Raihan in the foreground, signing a fan's Pokeball, which is really wholesome. The way that the Raihan holds a pen cap in his mouth showcases some character as well. and I really enjoy this illustration. Next, we have the Hisuian Growlithe from Twilight Masquerade. I love Growlithe's really cute expression, as it widely smiles, and the water and the rocks around the Pokemon are illuminated by the open canopy. It's a really cute rendition of a Pokemon who I feel like doesn't really get a lot of love. Next is the Bolton V Trainer Gallery from Brilliant Stars. I love how both the trainer and the Pokemon are sort of running in different directions, as Bolton dashes to the left, towards the camera, and Sonia runs straight out the door, looking at her companion Pokemon. I think that Bolton's expression showcases a really playful personality, and it enhances the card tenfold. And then, we have the Iron Jugulis from Paradox Rift. I really love the futuristic neon city that is represented in this card, with a small Pokemon flying above the cityscapes. I really like the transition from orangey yellow to red, to purple, to black in the background. It's a really nice effect. It makes you feel like you're deep into the future. And that was Gidora, an artist well known for just one card, being the Pikachu EX special illustration rare from Searching Sparks. Why not just talk about this card a little bit? While I personally like the Pikachu a little bit, I don't think it has any right to be a $400 card. This seems a little bit unnecessary. The card artwork is perfectly fine, but I don't think it's their best illustration, not by the slightest. But I do still love it, and I love all of Gidora's cards. I hope to see them illustrate even more illustration rares, or especially their trainers are really nice. I really like it when Gidora does trainer cards. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments below, and let me know who you'd like to see reviewed next. Peace.